are watching Wasource TV.
So, the wave of change, they say when the winds of change blow, some people build walls, others build windmills. Now there is a sentiment of change. People don't know exactly what they're supposed to change from, but they know that the system we've been living has been a lie, that everything that has been taught has been false, that the older generation, and if you had Burkina Faso, the youngest president, 35 years, Ibrahim Traore, his opening punchline was, our generation is confused. They want to know why, despite all our abundance of resources, natural and human, we are still the poorest continent. Now, this is not a coincidence. This is I told you, we have a generation called boomers. Boomers are naturally and inherently very stupid people. And the worst part is when they come, within our spaces, they demand respect. They are so entitled, yet they have left us with nothing. They didn't leave us with hospitals, no roads, no schools. They grabbed the very assets that were supposed to, keep them, even them longer. Like they grabbed the parks, the playgrounds. Had they adopted a fit lifestyle, like where I come from in Mount Kenya region, those people are so stupid. They only believe in religion, and then they believe in biashara. So if you try and tell them, sports is a way of, enlonging your longevity of your life, and also keeping fit, those things, they don't occur to them. That's why they grabbed the playgrounds, the parks, with reckless abandon. They did not care because their stupidity is of epic proportions. You understand? The boomers, we have nothing that they have left us with. They are the same ones who are judging us when we open a small business. I was very confused. I used to see the stupid old men and women, and they would say that there would be a nightclub, that the nightclub would be popping, and then they go together with their churches, and then they say, we want to pray for this place to shut down. We are praying for it because it's spoiling our children. Look, the same idiots who have grabbed the playgrounds, they have grabbed all the educational institutions, or they have not overseen their well-being and improvement, are the same ones now who come to judge us because we are cumulative effects of their interventions, of their retrogressive interventions. Now they come to judge us. They huddle in groups of gossip. That's all they used to do in their peak, in their prime time. They never had these conversations that Ibrahim Traore and Julius Malema is triggering. Then they saw Muzungus here. Now you're seeing now, like, this government is a Western regime, is a Western puppets who are in this government. That's why Moses Kuria was just stamping, Mimi naleta wasugu. He's dying for that validation by those Muzungus. And those Muzungus, once they come here, they are not coming here to negotiate on an equal footing. They are using big tags like the Africa Growth and Opportunity Act. Who gives a flying fuck? I've been hearing about AGOA, I think, since the Moi era. What has it done to this country? Has it improved anything? No. Jeans are made in this country at throwaway price. The workers are not being paid. You can see them all the time. They are queuing in EPZ factories. They are queuing because jobs there are given based on chronism, tribalism, I don't know what other isms. And then of course they say they have instituted measures of best practice. They have certified them. You go there, you'll find ISO certified. A lot of rubbish. At the end of the day, how much are you paying the workers who come there? So they go there, they make jeans, khaki pants, cargo pants, whatever. How much are we selling them? Once they leave here, they've been made at a cost price of $10. They go there, they're big sold for $300. Who has benefited the most? And I was listening to this mercenary called Wagner. The head is called Yogezin or something. And he was saying, when they were talking about Niger, I think he was talking with the journalist, he was saying that that France gets uranium from Niger at, I don't know, $211 per unit. I don't know whether it's per grams or per kilo. I'm not sure. But then it gives Niger only like $30. And it's supposed to be kind of like a 50-50, if you come with your equipment, you know how to extract the minerals, give us at least something sizable. But now you are living, guys, with less than 2% of what you've taken there. It's crazy. And this has been the one-way relationship, which is why everyone is so surprised. They're acting surprised all of a sudden that, oh, suddenly the West doesn't have support in Africa. Suddenly the regimes which are pro-Western are facing a lot of backlash, beginning with Kenya. When Kenya refuses to openly go to the Russia-Africa summit because they are trying to endear themselves to Western powers, it's a self-defeatist mentality. This can only come from boomers, because look at a president like Egypt president Fattah al-Sisi. When it comes to meeting Americans, he'll meet them with who? He meets everyone. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. He meets everyone, and then now who do you think has more value in the region? Do you think it's Ruto just because he refused to go for one summit, or Fattah al-Sisi? No, you cement your authority in regards to, and you flex your geopolitical muscles by engaging with everyone. Now here you are saying that you are launching fertilizer now at a subsidized rate of 2,500, yet the updated communique from the Russian embassy in Nairobi yesterday says that Russia have donated 100,000 metric tons. I was doing the numbers for 100,000 metric tons. Now you multiply by, if 1 ton is 1,000 kgs, you multiply 100,000 by 1,000, and then you divide by 50 kg bags. These guys are gonna make 5 billion clean money. 5 billion. There's a broker there who is going to sell donated Russian fertilizer and is going to make 5 billion. At the same time, we are having media called on to State House to announce this big subsidy, and the same media, because of being in cahoots with the ruling elites, with the ruling and the political and corporate elites, fails to just mention that this was fertilizer donated by Russia. Ukraine, even in the midst of war, donated grains to Kenya last year. This is how desperate. And Ibrahim Traore, the president of Burkina Faso, asked a question. Very simple question he asked: why is it that a continent endowed with so much natural and human resource has reduced our foreign leaders? They go on begging sprees. They go on missions, begging bowls at the ready. But you see, they don't go to beg for our benefit. They go to beg so that they get those donations, and then they resell to their own people, which is what we saw during COVID. Kenya received over 1 trillion shillings in donations, and another probably 100 billion as regards to in kind donations, equipment, medicine, what all of that was sold by the regime. UAE donated, all the countries donated to Kenya. China, there were flights coming in with Ethiopian Airways from China. All of that was embezzled and was sold in your chemists. So this is the problem with the boomers. The boomers have very small minds. When they were grabbing our parks, our everything, they never thought they would need a day. Our roads where they need to walk. They need to walk to keep fit. Now they can't even walk in the towns that they live in because they grabbed everything, these stupid boomers. But they have mentored a younger generation of stupid people like them, whose work is just to gossip. They can't sit down and have meaningful conversations as regards to the future of this country. They oversaw, a collapse and dilapidated economic and even educational curriculum. The people like Dr. James Kamunge, he has left so many offshoots, teachers, principals, who are so stupid. They just think of, let's load these children with homework, and then they keep on telling them, if you don't do this, you do that. You won't make it in life just because you didn't pass some silly exams. These are stupid people. Boomers, I told you, every day you wake up, don't be like boomers. I told you, boomers are your parents, your aunties, they're your friends. They demand respect. They don't deserve it, so don't give them in return, because these guys have left us with nothing. Even not left us even with a hospital. Then they are going to India to get treated, while they could have done that here in Kenya. Let me give you another example of boomers. Now, do you know you can watch or you can see a Kenya Airways flight? Just look at this. In a different country, you can see a Kenya Airways flight. kids are inspired there to want to be pilots because they can see. But in Kenya, they locked down the airport North Road under fictitious terrorism claims. They start telling, but it's not, they weren't blocking it for terrorism. It's because the elites, especially the boomer elites, they despise ordinary Kenyans. They don't want to inspire us to be great, because they listen to Muzungus, and that's why Kenya is where it is currently.